live. Sorry, guys, I had to try 3 or 4 different times to get on tonight. This is Shannon with Cinderella's Mice. How is everybody? I'm gonna wait a few before we get going here with the tonight's stuff. What is this here? Okay, we don't need to be starting that or doing that. Oh gosh, I just got a cup of coffee. If you're watching, I wanted to state that, let's see here, okay. I think it's Saturday, December 6th. Saturday, December 6th of 2025. I don't see anybody in here. Looks like we have, yeah, okay. All right, on and on. Hello, is anybody in here? How are you guys tonight? I've had a rough week. See if I can't bring this back out. Whoop. Let's bring that back around. Okay. I've been noticing something on here is another creative form of censorship. And you get like top comments and recent comments, but they've taken away the button to see all comments. If they could bring that button back and do away with all the other stuff, that'd be appreciative. Okay, let's see. Show most messages with potential spam removed. Isn't that something? Show every message, including potential spam. And hide all chat messages. I don't have that checked. Oh my gosh, people are on tonight. Hello, how are you guys? Hi, Angie Bryant. How are you, sweetie? And let's see, what else do we have? Hello, Sammy. How are you guys? Do you guys, so I think it's Saturday, December 6th. It's been a tailspin. Just going to go through, find the trolls. They tend to get on here. Removing trolls. Okay. So I thought I would go ahead and do it live because we've had a lot going on. This is the mega hat basket. This bear is huge. It's like 3 feet tall. Let's see. How are you on this fine evening? I'm exhausted and I need energy. I got my coffee right here. I help myself to these nice little tumblers are at DT and they got quite a few of them. So I help myself to one and I love these. They're the best. So I got myself some coffee. My mom was in the hospital last week and having shoulder surgery. And so, it was, well, your brother's going to come pick me up. Well, somebody else is going to pick me up. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here if you need anything. Then it's, well, they're releasing me today. Then they're not releasing me today. So she had the surgery. It went really well. They released her. She calls me up telling me that they're releasing her and her prescriptions, are at Walmart to go get them, please. I'm like, I'm just going to state this to you guys. If you have surgery or you know someone who's going to be having surgery, the pharmacies there at the hospital can fill those medications before they leave, especially if they're discharged, if you're being discharged after the pharmacies are closed, right? So if you don't have a 24-hour Walgreens or a 24-hour Walmart in your area, which most people don't, what do you do with your medicines? Well, you can't get them filled till the next day. So not only that, but I just want you guys to know the hospitals can fill your medications before you leave the hospital or before your loved one leaves the hospital. And I would suggest that option just in that reason alone. So I go and pick up her medicines. I go to pick her up, and what happens? I run out of gas on the way home. Never in a million years did I ever think that could ever happen. You go to pick up a loved one from the hospital and you run out of gas on the way home. Well, it did. Anyhow, let's see here. Looking for Nathan. Sorry about that. Kicking him right now. Done. Nathan is out of here. So she ended up taking an Uber back home. And then, my brother was able to come up and get me. But wow. Oh, it's just been such a tailspin. This is crunch time for us basketers. If you're not a basketer and you're new, welcome. If you're up and you just, I'm on and I happen to be here, welcome to the channel. So this is my mega basket. It is a very big bear and a hat box with the lid lifted. This is so tall. I can't tell you how tall this is. This altogether is about 4.5 feet tall. And then I got a bunch of these cute little hats. So I put one, on the bear, of course. And then let me know what you guys think about this. So I put a cute little snowflake sticker on its nose with a bow on it. I thought that looks cute. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you think I should keep the snowflake or do you think I should take it off and keep the bow? Let's see here. Okay, let's see. If you guys can give me some feedback, I'd really appreciate that. It's another reason why I go on these lives. Okay. So this is basically what we're going to be working on tonight. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be blinging the sides with bling wrap. That's what the inside of this looks like. Let me get the orientation turned around so you guys can see because I can't. There we go. So see how decorative that is? That's called decorative molding. I love this stuff. Okay, so we're going to be decorating the outside of the decorative molding. Get you guys back. Doggone it, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so this is crushed. That's crushed red velvet. You can hear it. And I had hot glued it. So I had hot glued it, and it's crushed red velvet ribbon. And I lifted the hat box up, the lid. That's what's doing that there. So tonight, this is the bling wrap that we're going to be using. I love this stuff. It's a diamond mesh. It makes everything look so luxurious. I was also going to state that on the other hat boxes, it just, what it looks like inside? It looks like the verticals. It looks like it's just one big long diamond bracelet. It looks really neat. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening, along with wrapping a flat because the bear is so big. I need to be able to, because the bear is so big, I can't play. If I were to go to place stuff in his lap, when I go to do the shrink on it, all this stuff would just, it would suck everything right up in his lap and we wouldn't be able to see it. So we have this flat that I'm going to be wrapping with gold vinyl foil. We're going to wrap that. We're going to set this on his lap. We're going to put the perfume, a spa treat pack with it, a perfume, a treat pack, and a lollipop pick that I had made. And this, and then it's done. So I got a new heat gun and I burned 7 bags a couple days ago trying to get it right. I'd have to suggest, because I have a high setting and they finally made them with a low setting. And for a long time, I wouldn't get it because I just thought that was ridiculous just to have a high setting on there and you can't control the temperature. So for the longest time, I've been using my hair dryer. I decided to get a heat gun, and it does make it go so much faster. And it does make the shrink a little bit more clearer. But so if you're doing a small basket, I recommend just using the heat gun for those because that would whip it up in a snap, right? So how they work is they continue to heat low. On the low setting, it'll heat to 700 degrees. On the high setting, mine will go all the way up to 1200 degrees, right? Because they're also made for windshield repair, windshield tinting, all kinds of stuff. So they're heavy duty is what it is. So if you have a small, medium basket that you're going to shrink wrap, the second I turn the gun on, it starts to slowly start to heat up. So what happens is that's more than enough time and it shrinks everything quickly and nicely. But if you have a big project like this, it's just going to continue to heat and heat and heat until it hits that 700. And so what it does is it shrinks and does that and everything else within, the first 15 seconds. And then I'm going to recommend to suggest to shut it off so it can cool down and then switch to the hair dryer. And then if you have any other finishing touches, then the heat gun could be cooled down by then to go ahead and hit those different areas that you want to get hit, that you're really kind of like not happy with the hair dryer about. So I ended up doing that and it worked out wonderfully. It worked out so good that I did not go back to the heat gun again. So for that initial on big projects like this, it does shrink it super fast. And then it makes it, like your hair dryer, you're just going to go in and work the rest of it as a finishing, kind of a thing. So I am very happy about that. Let's see here, Demon. Wait a minute here. Who is Red on here? I can't see how many people. I can't see how many people are in the chat. This thing's glitching. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? This thing's such a pain in the butt to deal with. Okay. The Real Candle. Hi, Real Candle. How are you tonight? So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm just going through the chat and I'm just going through the chat here. Okay, so I want to get to it. I want to get to wrapping this flat with foil. We're gonna bling wrap these sides. We're gonna decorate the bear and hopefully get it shrink wrapped. I got a lot done. I got a couple other medium sized hat boxes done, and three sleigh concepts done yesterday. So I'm cruising along here. All right, I need to drink my coffee. Grab the foil. I want to wrap this flat first. It gives it, I wrap my flats because it gives it a better, it just kind of makes the surface even and clean, especially when you're working with foil. If you have the slightest anything, it shows up on the underside. So we don't want that. It's really pretty vinyl too. It's got these nice little curly cues and stuff. Although we don't see it because, stuff's going to be sitting on top of it, I just think it gives it a really nice finish look to it. So when the people go to actually get into their gift and take this stuff off, they have something nice that it's sitting on. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh. I got a couple pieces of paper here. All right, I use packing paper to wrap it. It just gives it like a really good even base. I was looking to get some of those projector lights, and I ordered some. It's got all snowflakes and stuff, so I'm going to have that at my display and just have snowflakes going up and through and all around the display. I thought that would look nice. A nice thing to have and draw attention to the area. So all right, get this started. I like how the hat is up there too. These are the cutest hats. So okay, let's keep it going. Got a lot I gotta get done. Friday comes fast. This upcoming Friday, I need to have stuff done so I can get moving here. I'm noticing it's crunch time for a lot of other basketers, and a lot of them are up to this stage of bagging and bowing. I've been bagging and bowing, building, bagging and bowing. So, plus we have our own families that we're, shopping for and making gifts for as well. Doggone it. Let's see. How am I going to get this tape? I just got to get this tape restarted. I hate that. Mm. All right. It's Saturday night. There you are again, Red. What happened? You went missing for a few. Oh my goodness. Okay. Trying to get this tape. Doggone it. Come on. Hello, Kauai. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're back. Pull up a chair, get relaxed, enjoy. I got my coffee. Oh, come on. Well, I'm glad I found the edge of this here. Um, so I bought a snowflake projector. I'm gonna have all those lights dancing all around my display area, and people from anywhere can see them that way. And I got an 8-foot tall snowman, and I got one of those battery pack generators that you charge, and then you can plug cell phones into it, and pretty much anything into it. Me too, sister. Thank you so much. I love these teddies too. Oh, that's what I was going to discuss with you guys. Okay, so there is this lady, okay, that came up with a heck of an idea. So they took like created like a wooden thing out of like it looks like an old entertainment center or something. Anyways, made a bakery stand out of it. So she made a bakery stand out of it. She put it at the edge of her driveway in the neighborhood. And, they call it the bakery stand, right? But she treats it as a kiosk. So she puts the stuff in a cooler down in the stand, and then she has her QR codes for Cash App and Venmo and that kind of thing. So you just drive up, pick out what items you want, and then scan her Cash App and pay her that way. So when I first saw it, because it's just a bakery stand, out on the end of the road, and you think, oh, okay, so someone's out selling baked goods, as the traditional, you're at your table selling baked goods. I drive by, I see the stand and nobody's there. One of the things that it said was that they're from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or until their stuff's sold out. So when I went by there, I drove by because it's a kiosk and I didn't know it was a kiosk. I thought it was going to be a traditional bakery stand. Nobody was there. So I was like, oh, well, they must be sold out. So I just kept going, So when my mom was in the hospital, I thought, well, it would be nice to go ahead and see if I can't get some items from them, and put a little treat bag together for her with some slippers. And same thing. So I get out of the car and I look at the stand and look around, and there's directions on, treats are down in the cooler below, scan the QR cards, the QR thing, and I was like, this is really weird, and I'm just not going to go digging in this cooler till I find out exactly what's going on. So I went and knocked on her door. And she came out, just as she was coming out, she's bringing more treats out to put down in the cooler. I'm like, what is going on here? And she, had explained it's a kiosk bakery stand. So she comes out and she fills the cooler, and then people drive by, scan their Cash App, pay her that way, and then take the stuff. And of course, they have cameras all up over in there and everything. And so I was like, okay. And I'd explained to her, I said, oh, I kept driving. I didn't know, that was the situation with this. I just thought you guys were sold out. And so anyways, I'd come up with an idea, to donate one of these Big Bear mega baskets to her to keep, by the stand. And then I'd have, my information on the front of it. And then that way, how raffle tickets get purchased is she'll automatically enter you into a raffle if you order from her. Per order you get, a raffle ticket. And then what it does for me is it's free advertising, right? I mean, well, not free, but it's a good way to advertise because you get, access to all those people. And so I was telling her about it. She's like, oh my God. I said, yeah, so I'd like to donate that to you. And what it would do for you is it would get you definitely more orders. And, I'm going to donate this towards, I got this raffle idea and it helps you. It could help me. And let's just see kind of what happens. And she's like, oh, that's great. She's like really taken back by it. And so she's really taken back by it. And she's like, well, we'll text, throughout the day. Here's my text. And, you can find my Cash App in there as well. And so I got some treats from her and they were really good. They were delicious. So I sent her a message and was like, I was just wondering if you got, my payment. I got the treats. They were very delicious. And I didn't hear back from her. I was like, so I went through my Cash App. It said payment received. So I'm like, okay, so this is, she got her money. Okay. Didn't hear back from her on any of it. And I was like, all right, she doesn't want to do something like this. That's fine. But isn't that crazy? It's like I'm donating a $100 basket, valued at $100, the way people are going to get it, they don't, her minimum price is $5 on her baked goods. So all they have to do is buy one. They're already there, and they get entered into the raffle, to win this. And then my information's on the front. So if they like this, they can, there's my contact information. So she did not call me back. So I was like, well, all right. I don't know. I messaged her. I went and looked up her social media stuff and, left a comment on her Facebook page about, how good her baked goods are and, that kind of a thing. And then I didn't even hear back on the comment on that. So, and then I got to thinking, well, maybe it's not such a good idea after all. I mean, they're a family. It's in a neighborhood. And it's Christmas and robberies, it's like peak season for robbery. So, if somebody sees this basket and they know, it's at that house, I wouldn't want to put them in any kind of danger. So I got to thinking that maybe that just wasn't such a good idea after all. What do you think? Red, what do you think about that? Have you had anybody ever I mean, this is like a win-win situation, but I didn't hear back from her. And then looking back on hindsight, it's not such a good idea after all. Yeah. My chat isn't working too well. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to keep going. All right, let's see here. We're gonna keep it moving. I just thought this was so beautiful. I want to show you guys again this vinyl, peel and stick vinyl. It's like backsplash for your kitchen backsplash board, but I'm going to use it to wrap a flat and set goods on it. It's also waterproof. Still trying to wake up, have more of my coffee here. So that was all going on all last week, dealing with my mom, the running out of gas. And I was like, I gotta get busy here. I gotta get, you know, I gotta get these concepts bagged and bowed and get moving it. And so, you know, I was able to get some done last night. That felt really good. I'm only gonna be doing one of these for Christmas. I think it's a great attractor. And then, you know, depending on how Valentine's goes, 4 to 5. I've got a total of 8 of these sticks, which means, wait a minute, if I've got 8, that means I could do 4. So yeah, I can only do 4 anyways. All right, let's see. It's like 11:53 my time. What's it like? 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on East Coast time. All right. Okay, so I have this flat wrap. I just took a piece of packing paper, wrapped it to smooth it out. And I'm just basically prepping the surface to be able to wrap it in this vinyl. You know, it just gives it a neat and clean, even finish. Here we go. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this, we're going to be placing this in his lap, and then setting stuff, you know, the big treat box, the perfumes, and that kind of a thing. So what do you guys think about that? Okay. All right. I've been working all year for this season, and it's now finally coming about. All the collecting we do, all the everything. If you're new, I suggest you not get into this. This isn't something, this is, you know, it's very hard to do out of your house if you're, you know, if you think you're going to be doing 400 baskets out of your house, you're out of your mind. Because you're just out of your mind. You'd have to, a lot of people who do that volume, they have storage units. And, you know, they store stuff and then they store their concepts in there as well. For me, that's not economic. So I do a smaller volume. It takes up your entire house. I have a 2-bedroom freaking apartment. Stuff is just everywhere. I've been like that all year. So I can't wait until this season is done and over with. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Yeah, I don't care what all those other people state. That's their area, right? That's their area. That's their story. Mine's, I have a different one. Anybody else in the chat? Let's see. Okay. Doggone it. Let's keep it moving, keep it moving. Mm-hmm. Lots of people have been having loved ones in the hospital. I was gonna state, keep everybody in prayer. You know, we've got things jumping off on health and people having babies and grandbabies and that kind of a thing. So we want to make sure that we keep everybody in. You know, it's the seasons and we only get them once a year. It's not like, you know, there's no do-overs. There's no coming back to. All right, so, and dealing with a loved one on the holidays, the loss of one, I just can't imagine that. So let's not, you know. All right, where'd my scissors go? It's cut really nice. I like that. All right, so I got I like this little porcelain cutter. This thing is outstanding. So I just cut the vinyl. It's peel and stick. So basically we're going to be peeling that part off and sticking it while wrapping the flat with it. Just going to keep taking deep breaths. Thinking about where I'm going, not where I've been through. It gets overwhelming, you know? All right. Next. Here we go. Oh, speaking of, congratulations, Nicole Washington Smiley of Divine Creations with your guys' new addition. Your grandbaby is darling. So proud of you guys. You know, I'm glad that the delivery went smooth. I'm glad that, you know, you guys, this is a great time of joy for you guys. And, you know, your husband is doing much better. You know, just thank God for all of that. All right, so keep on moving it here. Okay, now I'm going to, oh, darn it. Stuff's tricky. All right, I'm going to bring you guys down here. Oh, pardon me. Bring you guys down here so you guys can see a little bit more better. I don't have an appropriate stand. I'll be ordering one next month. Okay, so it just rolled up on me. Darn it. Okay, so this little part here. Okay. I can smooth out any wrinkles and that kind of thing with this. Once I get it on, you know, and once it's good stuff to work with. Okay. So I'm going to bring, damn it. That's the thing about this peel and stick stuff, is that it. I got the cats a brand new cat tree. It wasn't supposed to arrive until Tuesday. We've been blessed early with an early delivery of a new cat tree. So I'm extremely ecstatic about that. They don't know it yet, but once I get stuff over to the mouse house and cleared out, we'll see. I might even, anyways, I'll deal with that part when it comes, but they're doing very well. I just gave them their flea medicine and they're feeling much better. When we have, when it gets to be flea season and stuff, it gets to working on them in a rough way. I don't say working on them. I meant when the rain hits. Usually it's like fleas and ticks come out, they say, and like when there's a lot of moisture. So when it's like raining and stuff. And we've had a lot of rain, and all the cats had gotten fleas. So I gave them their medicine, and they're much more happier now. So I'm really glad about that. And I don't administer it monthly because I don't feel like it's a part of their, it's circumstantial, it's incidental. I mean, not incidental, it's as it comes up, I treat the problem. I don't think it's a good idea to just give medicine just to give medicine. I think I don't know. That's just me personally. So anyhow, we had an infestation, and they, it works fast. That's what I do like about that stuff, is it works really, really fast. So fortunately, we were able to nip that in the bud. All right. I think I got another one hanging around out in the yard again. That's how I ended up with Humphrey. Humphrey is my cat number 3. He became the third cat that really balances the tail. And he's just a little joy to have. If this other one is homeless and got dumped, I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to be, I'm going to take it to the animal shelter. We have coyotes here. I live on the edge of the desert, and, and being that it's flea and tick season, that's just sheer hell. With these animals, they're just so helpless to all of that. All right, so let's see what I'm trying to do here. All right. Anybody got their tree up? So the cat tree is going to be my Christmas tree. That's going to be our Christmas tree this year. But it's quite the cat tree. It's got like 3 hammocks, 3 beds, 2 little activity huts. It stands 7 feet tall. All right. Yeah, I mean, so anyways, back to the lady. I was really taken back by that, because here I'm offering a free basket. It's not just a basket, it's a mega basket. And, something that would have definitely helped her and influenced her traffic for her little bakery stand. But I don't know. I mean, nowadays you just don't know. People are just too crazy. So I also, at the same token, I get it. But also looking back, I mean, I don't know if it would have been such a good thing anyways, you know, for safety reasons, because there is a lot of crazy people out there. And if they want something, believe me, they're going to get it. It's just the sad truth about it. Someone wants something bad enough, boy, they're going to get it. And I'd hate to see those guys, you know, I really hate to see that family getting hurt in the process of that. I see that there's a polar vortex storm. Has anybody been hit with that yet? Temperatures have plunged here in Arizona down to 40 degrees. For us, that's freezing. According to the NOAA forecast, I guess temperatures are going to be getting down into the negatives with a high wind chill factor. So I hope you guys are prepared. You know, you got your winter emergency food and, you know, extra blankets and, you know, prepare for a lot of snow and, you know, that kind of a thing. You want to stay safe in it. You're not going to want to go out in this. It's going to be a monster. All right. Doggone it. This has taken a bit longer than what I wanted it to. All right. So, I think what else? Yeah. Just trying to get this all just right. All right. Now I can take that. All right. Okay. All right, so this looks great. So this is now wrapped. This is beautiful vinyl foil paper. It's the peel and stick. And now I'm just gonna give it a good little, you know, just give it a good little. You know what I could do? That's what I was wanting to do, you guys. I was wanting to get the heat gun. Where's my thermal gloves? I'm going to grab the heat gun and I'm going to heat this just to get the glue extra melted and stuff. And get that set all the way. And you can see just those darling little, see how they're curly cued. Just looks really gorgeous. It's a nice little thing here. All right. Okay. Hang on 1 second. I've got it. Just when you think you're ready. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to hopefully my snowflake projector lights display is going to be a sensational hit. I think it will be. All right, I just got to add some more tape. This isn't going to stick real good on this part, so okay. All right, so I'm going to grab my heat gun. I'll be right back. I have it just over here. It's going to be on a very low setting, and this is the first time of me doing this. So we'll see. Let's see what happens with it. I've got my thermal heat gloves. I highly recommend these. Hot glue gun, heat guns, anything. I recommend these. These get extremely hot to a point to where, I mean, they'll burn a hole right through to the other side of your arm, your leg, anything of that kind of a nature. You do not want that. You don't want that problem, you guys. That's a scary thing. So, all right. I got my gloves on. And we're going to get ready for this. And I'm not going to do it for very long. I'm just going to do it for a few, just to, get even things out here. All right. All right, my coffee. All right. Sit down. Get my comfortable position. And all right. I hate this, how this thing is. I just accidentally knocked you guys over. All right. Okay, so here's the heat gun. I got a Wagner. It doesn't say anything else except damn made in China. Oh, it's interesting. It's kind of working like a shrink wrap kind of like type thing on here. I'm just doing this because I want I just want to try and get any wrinkles out. I want the adhesive to get to sticking better with it. That kind of a thing. Wow. All right. I think we're going to be done here because it's starting to melt. It looks like it's melting the foil a bit. Okay. All right. Set that aside. Let that cool. Get that cling wrap out and ready for that. Is there anybody else still on? Whew. I'm not seeing anybody. All right. I had to put some tape on here also because of my thermal gloves. So I'm just gonna try and, all right. Well, if you're ever wondering going forward to take a heat gun to vinyl sheeting, I don't know. I didn't do a whole lot. It looked like it was going to do something, but see the center part in here? You know, I can't tell, but it looks like it. So it looked like it pulled out all like the decoration. It just smoothed all that out. All right. Okay, well, this looks good enough for me because we're going to be now just setting stuff on it. I'm going to unplug this heat gun. All right. Set this aside over here. Way over there. Another thing about those heat guns is it takes a while for them to cool down. They do not cool down fast. Okay, so all right, so okay. Oh wow, that really smoothed that out. That's interesting. Oh, I knocked you guys over. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna be taking this now. We're going to be setting items and stuff on top of here, and we're going to be then placing it in the bear's lap eventually. I got that part done for that stage of where we're at with this basket. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bling wrap these because I think working on the basket without having the bear and all that stuff in it is going to be a lot easier to do. So this is our bling wrap. It's diamond mesh. It's very lightweight. I love it. We do it with super glue. You know, and you can pretty much decorate anything with it and have it look good. I'm just going to come right down this side, back in here on it, and look at that. Look at what that does for this. God, it just adds so much elegance to it. And when these are done, it looks like a huge bracelet. I mean, it is really beautiful. So yeah, that's what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna get my heat gun going, and I've got my coffee right here, and I'm gonna see about putting you guys back up on the cake plate so you can see what we're doing here better. So I'm going to be taking the bling wrap like this, and it looks like a huge bracelet. It is so gorgeous. It looks extremely luxurious. This is wonderful stuff to work with. So it's diamond mesh bling wrap. I recommend you guys get some. This is not the self-adhesive kind. I do got to take hot glue to it. I have not worked with the self-adhesive kind yet, just to give you guys an idea. So, okay. I still have some lollipop. I got more. I was able to, they got more coffee snowman mugs, coffee mugs, and so I'm able to finish up the Tootsie Roll hot cocoa concepts that I have going on. Those are fun. So, okay, while the hot glue, I gotta plug that in. While my hot glue gun is warming up here, just checking over where we're at. I like to be organized. I like to have a good flow with things. And we have that right now. Okay. This needs to go right here. And alright, here we go. Okay. I'm going to try and maybe pre-cut this a bit. Alright. I'm trying to get the length on this on let's see, come on a better way of doing things. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll just come down here if I gotta. Okay. Do one, can double length it up. Same thing with the other side. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to take off another row, trim it up a bit. Hot glue gun is getting hot. I don't like how that frays, you know, they're just going to be cleaning up some of that fray on the end. All right. Come down here. I'm going to take at least one row off. All right. Now we're going to take this. And we're going to double link that on over to the other side. Is anybody still on? Anybody still on here in the chat? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, I got my stuff measured out. And my heat glue gun is warmed up. And so, Away we go. Mm-hmm. I got pork was $1.39 a pound. So I've got 2 big pork roasts. And then I also got my ham and all of that I'm going to be picking up tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. Does everybody have their hams yet and stuff? Or is everybody waiting for the last minute? All right. Okay. Whew. I got the cats some sweaters. It got, I told you guys that already. It got down to 40 degrees here last night. So I turned the heat for the first time on for the first time this year last night. I like to be comfortable. I like to keep them comfortable. All right. So I got my hot glue gun and I've got my diamond mesh, pre-measured, pre-cut. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of come down in here. So this hot glue gun is a high temp hot glue gun. You know, here when I'm doing heavy duty stuff, which I do pretty much with everything, it like requires the high temp type thing. All right, here, let me get this. Okay, and I'm just going to take my time with this. You know, I enjoy this part of crafting, prettying everything up and blinging it. And so this is just really setting it up under this underside. And, you know, I don't want to do too much because I don't want it to get a wadding, you know, where you get too much glue and it wads up and stuff. I do not want that. I think I got to get it up off of this lazy Susan. Okay, see how that is? I mean, it's just gorgeous how it's turning out here. All right. Okay, so that's this side. It's very nice. It looks like a huge bracelet. It is so beautiful. Simple to do. And I'm going to grab this one and we're going to bling it. And this is coming along really nice. Everything is extremely cheaply made and really expensive. This whole China embragio, if you will, man, oh man, are we paying for this? Should have never happened. It should have never have happened. These companies have gotten away from us, that's for sure. All right, I don't. Okay. The good thing about this bling wrap is if you come short, which it looks like I'm going to, is I can cut off another row and add it right onto here. And I'm going to be end up doing that. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna get it resolved. All right. So I gotta come down here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the other side too. Make sure this is nice and just set. Okay, which is what's going on here with this. All right. Now I'm going to come on over here, do the same thing. Now that I got that tack, it's going to be easier to, now I can just come in and work the width, securing the width of the wrap now that the length is secured. Okay. That on there for just a few. Let's go ahead and bring this. This smooth little thing here. All right. Come back over here. Okay. Okay, nobody else is on chat. So if you're chatting, I can't see your chat right now. I just want to let you know. I apologize. Yeah. Really apologize for that. I don't know, something's going on with the chat feed. All right, so I'm going to just take my mesh. I'm going to cut off one little small row. And I'm going to seam it in to the very bottom. And it'll fit right in. All right. Should be all that's needed for that. Hot glue is ready. Okay. All right. So I gotta go into this here. What? Okay, so I got that side then. It's this side. Lazy Susan. I gotta tape this in place. That doesn't. There we go. So I'm just gonna continue now that. So I got the length secured. Now I'm going to be doing the width of the length, which basically is just the rest of this. Make sure that it just gets a good, you know, that it's tacked on there nicely. So pretty. All right. And I gotta put more glue in here. If you take some like white glitter, sparkly holographic glitter, that also makes this get shiny and blingy as well, just to let you guys know. Something, a little trick, you know, a little trick to the trade and getting this stuff to really sparkle up. All right, so that part is good. Now I'm going to come down here and, oh, okay. Thought I needed to add another row. Maybe it's on this side, but I needed, yep, okay. So I'm going to be coming down. I know you guys can't see this, but at the very bottom, I'm just going to be adding a very small piece because it's too short. Okay, so we're trying to see which way the directional is on this. Okay. All right. Set this part. So beautiful. All right. So we're chandeliering the basket. All right. Okay. Because this requires some small detail. Where's the pliers at? I got those. Okay, so I'm going to set that on the edge. I'm going to take this so I can tack it. This other part, everything needs to be up and out. I hate these spring ergonomic pliers. They suck. There we go. Fits nicely right on in there. Okay, and so perfect. That fit perfectly. It worked out perfectly. Now I'm going to turn off my hot glue gun. I'm just going to let that set for a few. Let me see. All right, so I have to run a bead along the sides up in here. All right. I gotta grab another hot glue gun stick. And get this glove on here. That would be this one. All right. I don't recommend doing what I'm doing right now. You know, I said, you know, this stuff is no joke. It's no joke. Have both gloves on. I'm not doing it because these thermal gloves are wonderful. So I did this one time and it hit, and my, you know, because of my spinal cord injury and my condition, my muscle just spasmed just right and went and shot a big old glob of glue on my thumb, and I got a huge 3rd-degree burn. And another time, I think it was the same night that happened. Yeah, the same night that happened, but I, you know, gathered up a good glob on something and then went to grab it and push it down, like how I'm doing right now, grabbing it and pulling, and oh my God, did I get the burn of my ever loving life. It hurts so bad. It's just like, you know, so I put a bunch of glue down and went and grabbed with my hand to press it in place, not thinking, and really got a bad burn. So putting my glove back on for that part. I don't know what to do other than what I'm doing. So, but I don't recommend taking your gloves off. And if you do, make sure you get them back on as soon as you can. All right. So now I'm just going to let that set. This has turned out really, really nice. I love it. I do have fishing line that I'm going to be setting the bear up on the hat box with. So, how am I going to feature him? Something like this. I'm going to go around and unanchor the Lazy Susan. Anchored it to the table. All right, now we're turning. And I'm going to grab my cardboard, and I'm just going to make sure this tissue paper, get it ready to set the bear on, and then we're going to fish in line. We're going to tie him with fishing string, and then we're going to put our foil flat that we just decorated on his lap, and then we're going to be setting items on it and doing our decor thing. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so now that I got that part, clear all the spiders off the table from the glue gun and from my hand tools. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay. All right, now I can try and see and come up on the chat, and nobody is on. So if you're watching the replay, thank you for coming. I'm finally, this is the mega basket. This sucker is huge. It's like 4.5 feet tall. So I'm gonna have one out there, this one for Christmas. You know, kind of helps to have like on your display as a as an attractor. I got some snowflake light projectors I'm going to be having, and they're going to be dancing all over the place. I got an 8-foot tall snowman I'm excited to use. So this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. Okay, here. All right. Okay. What was I thinking here? Tired fishing line. I got my fishing line right here. There's no need to be tired. I had some good rest. I got my coffee. All right, I got everything we need. Just gently rub that. Usually when it comes to hot glue and accidentally getting a drop of it on an area you don't want, the best thing you can do is do not touch it. Let it cool down and it'll peel, it'll peel off. If you touch it and it's hot like that, what's going to happen is it's just going to rub it and scuff it. It's going to rub and scuff whatever surface it is that you're trying to get it removed off of, and it just makes a mess, and you don't need that. All right, so I didn't get that good enough. I've been listening to music. Oh gosh, music feels so good to listen to when you're, when it's all quiet and that kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm gonna get the bear. I got him right now. We are going to put him in the box right now, and there he is. All right. What happened to his headband? Oh, geez. Headband came off while I had him over here. That's not good. Let's get it back in place. Do I like it like that? I do. All right. Just gently want to set that on there, and I want the bear to be sitting up, and I don't want him to be anywhere where we're going to be imploding, where we're going to be shrinking. Anything soft that isn't of a hard surface like these, it's going to squish, and all this beautiful fluffy hat and stuff, it's going to squish in, and we don't want that. So I want him sitting up relatively up and in here like so. Okay. Now I'm going to take some cellophane, and I am going to, I like that look. Not cellophane. fishing line. Got my fishing line. We're going to be tying around and securing him in place. And I'm going to go around both of those. Alrighty. I'm going to tie it to the front. Right like this. Okay. This will help him sit upright. And I also took a piece of packaging tape and just went right down the middle of the back. And that also helps to I'm wondering if I want to come through here. And I think I do. All right. Well, that's not. Where's this? Okay, I got everything twisted up here. Okay, do I like this? All right, we're going to wrap it around both. All right. Implosion is the section. You know, when we go to shrink wrap, and you know, to get it that nice, pretty fit, it sucks down all the negative air and negative space. And so, all right, let's come up here. You know, believe it or not, this is a simple concept. It's not, you know, just because it's big, don't let that kind of stuff intimidate you. This part I can't stand because you can't, it's hard to see the fishing line and where we're at and what we're doing here. Alright. Wow. Got a lot up in there, more than what's needed. Go ahead and take that. Okay. So it also gives him it puts him in a better posture, helps to hold him in a better posture, I'd like to say as well, with this method. All right. You know, when we go to also shrink, you get shifting going on as things compress inside. And this just helps with that. You know, helps keeps him, you know, in an upright position, and he's secured to both of these, to both of the pillars. All right. One more. I'm gonna do one more knot. Just I don't have a heavy test on this, and the reason being is because I don't, you know, the reason why we use fishing line is because, you know, it's see-through. But you can, you know, there's different test strengths, if you will. on weight, and this is 6-pound test is what I'm using, and it's been good so far. It hasn't broke or anything else. I wouldn't do anything less than that, than 6 pound. Just because, like I said, when we go to compress this and shrink wrap, that is so strong, you know, it could pull it, it could break the, you know, um, as it compresses the inside and things shift around and stuff, it could break the line. So I don't use anything less than 6, and I don't use anything more than 6, and it's worked out so far. All right, so let's get next. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the end of my fishing line as well. It's like I hate not ever being able to find the end of my tape when I go to use it and need it. It drives me freaking crazy. So I secured that for next use. All right, here's our gold flat. And yeah, I could do that too. I decided to leave the original bow or ribbon on him. I think I got a lot of value in this. And I don't know, this simple little thing around his neck and chest just seems to be all right with me. We're gonna fancy up the bow on the outside and that kind of a thing. You can overdo decorations, so I guess that's really what I'm trying not to do. Okay, so now I'm going to put our foil wrapped flat, cardboard flat, right in his lap, like this. I did. I also took my tag gun and I tagged his feet together. If I wanted to, I could do some other stuff with, but there's lots of stuff you can do with the tag gun. I love using the tag gun. I think I'll do that. That's a good idea. Just to help hold him up and hold the arm up more, I'm just gonna take a little bit here. Let's go more lightweight in here. All right, good. Okay, so I just tagged part of his arm to the side over here. And there we go. That's just gonna hold up his arm. Keep that in a place of presentation. And now let's get ready to decorate. So I got a couple choices for perfumes. Let me just grab what I have in front of me right now. Okay, let's see here. Alright, I got it. Okay. So we have this here. Okay, so I got this here. I got the lollipop right here. I'm gonna secure that in. All right. And now I'm gonna go and find our perfume. Trying to think. I'm going to go over everything once I get, which one is it? Here is it, the legs it is. Okay. I'm going to do the dangly legs. I just love that perfume so much. I think it's super cute. Alright. Okay. Oh my god, that is so chic. Okay, I got the perfume out. This is the Muse Rouge Eau de Perfume Paris for women. It's her darling dangling little legs up on top. You know, I want to feature that up in here. But I also want to feature it up on this too. So we're going to lift it and put it something like so. You know, with our teddy bear just barely peeking out. All right. I like that. Let's see more about this arrangement. Here. Oh my god, I just dropped it. I can't believe I did that. This is some strong perfume, you guys. I just dropped this. It's a good thick glass and it didn't break, thank God. I'm gonna open it up. Sprays good. Smells good. Smells like on the sweeter side of things, which I like. Okay, so I'm wondering, probably feature this something like so. Something like that. Right here in the front with the danglies. I like it on top also. Okay, and then we have the legs up there by the hat and stuff. Let's see, down in front, I do too. All right, it just looks more secure and stable that way. Boy, it doesn't take much of a flat to put stuff on. I think maybe I made it a little too big. So, all right, let's just keep going. Okay. And I want to get this shrunk wrapped tonight. So that's just going to be the plan. I did get I got a new Amazon shipment of Blue Dots. I got those in. Thank God they came in. And shrink that bag. I'm going to bring all this up and over. Okay. Whew. So at this stage, everybody has basically a general idea of what's going on with this concept and how I'm putting this together and how I'm arranging it. So tonight we secured the bear to the pillars. We bling wrapped the pillars with the diamond mesh. You know, all we're going to be doing is setting a treat pack that I made. I made up a bunch of these earlier in the year. And we're going to put the perfume on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it all shrunk wrapped down and everything else. So I'm going to call it a night tonight. I am going to post a short once it's all done and all put together. So thank you for joining me on tonight's live. I hope you guys have a safe, you know, safe, fun, cheerful, sharing a good cheers leading up to the holiday, and, you know, be safe and take care of each other. I'll talk to you later. Okay, goodbye. Okay.